Are we recording now? We're recording now. Son of a bitch. Oh, guys, Rooski goofed. I had already shot this video thinking the camera was recording, and it wasn't until I went over after saying everything I needed to and realizing that the camera had not been recording. Thankfully, that's why I don't drink all the beer in my reviews. So if this shit happens, I'm not shit out of luck. So let's redo the whole thing, shall we? Beer, 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 ba beer, ba beer, beer, beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, mate Brewski. I'm saying this for a second time because I messed up and already shot this video but didn't hit the record button. But today, the beer that I have for you guys is one of the Project Brew beers. The next in the lineup, I don't remember what number I'm on, we have Tickled by Mango's Mango Pale Ale from Tim. 5.5% alcohols by volume. As you can see, the beer has already been poured, and I've already had half. I was going to sit and relax with it, but looks like I'm not anymore. Overall, let's take a look at the beer. Boom. Orange in color, a little bit of head on there. When I first poured it, I had a lot more head, or at least a finger of head. This doesn't show too much head, but hey, it's still there. We gotta keep going with the show. Let's check on that nose. Mangoes, peaches, really up front. I know he didn't use peach puree in here, but that mango also gives off like a peachy note. What it's coming out to me is like peaches and yogurt kind of thing, which is really cool. Other than that, no real hoppy notes like your pine or your grapefruit. Just just mangoes and peaches. A little bit of like a piney note in the background, but nothing in your face. So with that said, guys, cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking, and cheers to you, Tim. Sorry I messed up the first recording. My apologies. Mangoes, peaches, right up front and center. Very delicious. Mangoes for sure, but for me, I'm getting a little bit more of that peachy, not more, but I'm getting some peachy notes out of it as well. That was one note we did talk about when we were actually canning this beer. That came up as well between I think it was the 4 or 5 of us. We're just like, yeah, a little bit of peachiness to it. Quite a nice pairing in a beer for sure. Again, hoppy notes of like grapefruit and typical grapefruit and pine that you find in a pale ale. Not really going on here. And also with that said, not overly not enough carbonation. So one thing I've noticed is that I guess from the keg to the can, there was some CO2 loss because when we tried it in the can, carbonation was there for sure, but out of this can here, very flat beer. Not a big issue because the flavors are still pretty damn good. It's just you're losing the bubbliness that you usually find in beer, which again, not the end of the world, but kind of just unfortunate. I really want to say, but overall, pretty stellar beer. A solid flavor indeed. Nothing wrong with it. Not finding any faults, any off flavors or anything. It's tickled by mangoes. Those mangoes are tickling your palate, and it's working out in that regard. You're just getting no sensation of bubbles tickling your palate. But it's still quite refreshing. Let's see what the pamphlet has to say. Boom. Project Brew, Brewtopia, Winter 2021 grads. Alright, and what does Tim have to say about Tickled by Mangoes? Style American Pale Ale, and about the beer. This is a juicy pale ale that is well balanced and not too fruity. Not too fruity indeed. This beer has a nice level of bitterness that contrasts with the sweet flavors from the added mango puree. Estimated ABV 5.6%. Reality 5.5, so a very spot on guess on Tim's part. But yeah, solid beer, and you're just missing that carbonation, which again, kind of a bummer, but not a big deal because the flavor. That flavor is on point. Solid stuff indeed. One thing I do want to say too is that when it comes to beers, especially I guess IPA sours and stuff like that, where they say there's like a specific fruit flavor that they're wanting to showcase, and finding that balance between not having that fruit be too much, like too overpowering, versus it being underpowered and almost non-existent. Tickled by Mangoes has that perfect balance of being present in the beer without trying to overshadow any of the other flavors, or just not, what's the word I'm trying to find, being overpowered. Yeah, it's just not overpowering. It is smack dab in the middle, that little sweet spot where you want your main fruit sort of flavor to be when you're trying to showcase something. And because there are some beers that are just like, hey, this is a pineapple IPA or something like that, and you drink it and you're wondering where the hell the pineapple is. You're just like, this is called Pineapple Bonanza, and I'm getting no pineapple at all. And you're just like, why did you call it this if I don't taste any? It's not evident to me. Thankfully, Tickled by Mangoes, you know what's going on. You're getting tickled by those mangoes. So with that said, cheers on the final sip. Let's get ready to ratings and wrap this thing up. Damn. That's good stuff. That's really good stuff. Just bummed at the carbonation levels. CO2 vols are so low. Almost not even there. But hey, you know what? Flavor's good, and sometimes that's all that really matters is, does it taste good? The rest sometimes can be looked upon as being an extra little bonus. But thankfully, because there's some beers where it loses the CO2 vols and just ruins the beer. This does not have that issue. It is still a fantastic brew. You're just missing out on some tickling from the bubbles. Overall, Tickled by Mangoes gets a solid 7.4 out of 10 for me. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like that video or subscribe to me, Mate Brewski, it would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Mate Brewski, and like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.